Hi, my name is Iman from Employ Ukraine, and I'm really happy to speak with Aleksandr here today and share a little bit about his story of finding a job on the platform. So thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me today, Aleksandr.
Okay.
I
Um,
appreciate that. And I'm really happy to just get to know you a little bit and learn about your story, and hopefully you can inspire other people to have a similar journey. So if it's okay, let me just ask you a couple of questions. What were you doing in January this year? Like, what was your life like in January?
um, like um, basic life, like university, work, friends, um, gym, have fun, and so like basic life, like in.
What were you studying?
I'm student of the um, last year in the university, and I'm almost a bachelor of applied mathematics. And
Okay,
my specialization sounds like data science and mathematical modeling.
okay, serious stuff. Um, cool. So you were almost, I guess, almost graduated with that.
Yeah.
Okay. And whereabouts were you? Like, where were you living at that point?
I actually I live in Irpin. It's like near the Kyiv.
Mhm.
Maybe you know from the news, like Bucha, Hostomel, Irpin, is like very close to each other in the same district. And in the first day of war, um, Russian decided to capture the airport in Hostomel. It's like very close to me. So yeah.
Okay, great. And then obviously the invasion happened on the 24th.
Hmm.
What was your experience of that process?
Um, so it's like um, I would rather believe in the arrival of aliens than the Russian attacked us. Uh, but this is my bet, I think, because I study history and I know what Russia made with Ukrainian all our history. Um, but
So you're surprised, but now that you think about it, you think
yeah,
it could have happened.
yeah. But I think it's crazy. Like it's 21st century. It's like it would never. I think I thought that everything was left behind, and in the 21st century, it um, would never occur to anyone to
Mm,
arrange this. So
mm,
it's crazy.
yeah. And what was the first few days like? What was the immediate impact on your life?
Um, few days was very stressful. Like I think, but it starts from the 24th of February when um, all started. It was around 6 a.m. when I suddenly woke up because of the um, sound of closing doors um, and crying, children crying. And my neighbors decided to leave their apartment. So, like, I remember, like, I looked out the window and saw a huge traffic jam on my small street,
Mm,
and I didn't know what to do, and
mm,
I called to my family, and we decided to meet in the another part of European in my grandparents' apartment. They were more safe than in my side. So and when I had to go through the center, and I saw a picture like a lot of people sitting in a cafe drinking coffee and having fun, and I'm like are you kidding? Like fighting is going in a few kilometers away. We need to run. So, and the first night um, was very stressful. We didn't know what to do, and we we barely slept the first night. Um, and we can only read what happened in different parts of Ukraine and what happened in Hostomel airport because it's very close to us, and we need um, to thought about next step, what we need to do next.
Mm.
So, and there were lots of explosions, and our windows were shook by explosions. So it's dangerous experience. And after that, when explosion were getting closer and closer,
Mm.
we decided to move to our friends. Like Irpin, it's a west side of Kyiv region,
Hmm.
and we decided to move to the south side to
Okay.
our friends. Yeah, and the uh, next night we could sleep. Yeah, yeah, it
Mm.
was interesting experience, but
Mm.
very dangerous.
And then are you still in that area now, or have you moved again since then?
No, we moved again and again, like more, like we moved around for time.
Mm.
Like first of all to my grandparents, after
Mm.
to another grandparents,
Mm.
after that to our friends, after to a relative in the south parts of Ukraine, and the last one to my relatives, and I'm still here.
Okay, so you've kind of been moving further and further away
Yeah, yeah,
from the invasion as it
yeah.
continued. Okay. And are you safe now to the extent that you can be, or do you still have bombs in your area
Uh,
today?
I I'm safe now, but I think in a few week I have a plan to go to my home, um, and I need to keep some my thing, maybe it's
Mm.
close. But here is safe. Here is everything okay. Uh, we alive, and that's what matters.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that sounds like a very difficult experience. I hear the stories, and you think the more time you hear the story, it would uh it would make it easier, but every time it's a different person's life, and it's very difficult to hear those. So you are doing a good job in just staying alive. Um, okay, so invasion happened. You moved from place to place, uh, trying to make sure that your family is safe. Um, at what point were you starting to think, okay, I'm safe now. I need to start looking for a job. How did that transition happen?
yeah. When I moved to this place, I decided that I need to find new job because the last one I lost. Um, and I remember like I went through Ukrainian sites with vacancies, but most of vacancies was um, most of vacancies become closed because of
Mm.
war, and I was really upset. And in I found one Telegram channel, and in this channel, like it was a channel with a removed job,
Mm.
and in this channel were writes about different sites was which created by different people, and I
Yeah.
found your site here, and I decided to register,
Mhm.
but it was like I didn't bet big. I just registered, and that's it. And every day I got a lot of email with
Mhm.
different um, vacancies, but these vacancies like wasn't interesting to me.
Hmm.
But once I get email from 1D Works about that they looking for junior middle machine learning engineer, and I decided to try,
Yeah.
just try. Um, and they answered me quickly and
So this is the first
decided to,
job. This is the first job you
yeah,
applied
yeah,
for. They
yeah,
responded immediately. Okay.
yeah. And we decided to call via Google Meet. Uh, and I told them about my experience and what I can do. And they thought for a couple of days and offer me to work for a test week.
Mm.
And after test week, I received an offer, and 2 weeks later, we signed the contract.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So the
and
test week, was that paid for as well?
yeah, yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So you were paid for the week. They tested you. After the week, a few days later, you get a contract, and this is for like an ongoing contract or for a specific time or
Um, Long contract, like
okay.
yeah.
So is this your first job or you've been working in the past as well?
I'm working in the past, but in this sphere, this is my first job.
Okay. Wow. So it worked out quite well for you then. I'm happy. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm glad to. I'm glad that I was lucky to get to these guys. So
Yeah.
it's amazing.
So what has your experience been of the job? Like, what's the job like? Are you happy with the job? Are you happy with the employer?
Yeah, I I I'm really happy that I have such experience, um, and I think uh, I think this is exactly what I'm looking for. Like I I got a lot of different vacancies, but um, these vacancies weren't like interesting for me. But this
Mm,
job includes all interesting moment from
mm,
this sphere,
mm.
and um, I think it's a very interesting experience for me now.
And what's the payment like? Like, are you happy with the salary as well?
Salary too, like interesting tasks, smart people.
Mm.
There is space for improvement, and salary, of course, too.
Great. So I'm okay. So that's a good positive outcome for you. Um, so you're still in Ukraine, living in
Yeah,
Ukraine. You've had to move house a few times, but you've got a job now. You'll probably have to move again, maybe sometime.
yeah,
Do you plan to stay in Ukraine and keep working in
yeah.
Ukraine?
Mhm,
One of the things I've heard is that if the invasion continues,
mhm,
that people are going to be called up into the army. So
mhm,
it's a possibility that at some point you have to pause working to join the army, and then when that's finished, you could continue with the work. Well, it must be quite difficult, with that
mhm,
potential in front of you.
mhm. Yeah, I thought about this, and I think um, I don't want to leave the Ukraine. I want to stay here, and if Ukraine will need my help, I will go to the army and
Mm,
will um, um, d- um, will protect our
mm,
country. I think.
mm. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you can protect it with your hands, uh,
Hmm.
but you can. Some of the people I've been speaking to as well, a country needs like lots of things to survive. It needs safety, but it also needs people to do work, to earn money, to have successful business, to earn money to pay for food and for, just for living. So I guess everybody's contributing however they can to the
Yeah,
project.
and now help like economic support in this way. I think all support is necessary now for our country.
Mm. So do you have anything like that you want to share with other people who are listening to this? Anything, it doesn't need to be about us. It could be about any experience you've had or about finding work in general.
I think the main um, try and don't be afraid. I think
Thanks,
like
Alexander.
thank you, Ayman.
And what about any message you have for uh, the employers, like people who are posting jobs for Ukrainians?
Um, I think same message. Try and don't afraid. Like um, um, it's first time it can be uh, tricky and you will be a bit scary, but all in your hands. And try and don't be afraid.
Great. Well, listen, Alexander, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on the
Thank you
job.
too.
I'm very happy that
Thanks.
you've got that success, and I look forward to staying in touch with you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.